This is everything I ate on our second day in Bulgaria. As anticipated, breakfast has shrunken in volume since yesterday with an attempt of balancing the donuts with some veggies. This was the day we visited Rila Monastery and it was recommended to us to try the mekitsa, which is this fluffy fried dough. I dusted some icing sugar on top and drizzled some honey on it too, and despite me not being the biggest fan of fried dough, this was so good. Obviously it was oily, but inside the dough was like full yet fluffy and not at all oily. We passed the stand with these gorgeous looking berries, so we did get a box of raspberries, and those were the sweetest raspberries I've ever had. 10 out of 10. We were ready to go about an hour before our bus got there, so we sat at the front and had a couple of snacks we got on the way there. First, we had what ended up being the star of the trip. It was this bacon flavored toast bites. They were so yummy, perfectly salty with a little bit of sweetness and smokiness from the bacon flavor. We liked them so much, we got a second pack to take home with us. After that, we wanted something sweet, so we tried those coffee biscuits, which, to be honest, were kind of meh. They weren't too flavorsome, very slight hint of coffee, not my favorite. Once we got back to Sofia, we went to this restaurant called Raketa Rakia. I've said this before, but I'm not joking when I say I'd fly back to Bulgaria right now just to go eat there again. It was one of the best meals I've had in my life. I got the ribs with what was called grandma's fries. The ribs were falling off the bone, but also had this wonderful little crunch to them with the most delicious, sweet, smoky sauce. The chips, I'm assuming, were tossed in this garlic and butter mix or something. They were perfectly seasoned, crunchy, yet had this softness to them with a fluffy middle. I'm honestly salivating just thinking of this dish. After such a good experience with the ribs, we knew we had to get dessert, so we got this pistachio, raspberry and chocolate cake. This is just me getting upset my mom didn't cheers me before eating her first bite. Anyway, as someone who doesn't normally go crazy for moussey cakes, this was to die for. The pistachio was quite dominant, which I loved, and nutty, and the chocolate added this perfect level of sweetness without being too rich and overwhelming, and the raspberry layer added this sourness to the dish to balance it all out. There was also this chocolatey cake layer on the bottom, which gave the cake a great texture. Also worth noting was that the staff there were lovely, and apparently you're normally meant to make a reservation, but luckily they did find us a table, and I can honestly not recommend this place enough. This was the perfect ending to a delightful day 2 of our trip.